The Olympic Countdown!
So here we are at the men's 100-meter finals for the London 2012 Olympic Games. Now, there's really nothing much I can really say about this, considering that this was uploaded like who knows how long ago, but yeah, oh my goodness, this race is actually pretty quick. From what I see, Usain Bolt ran a 9.63, and my goodness, that is actually pretty surprising, especially for my own self, because 9.63 is insane. Like, at the time, it is the second fastest time, which literally, like, I never knew that Usain Bolt would be able to get a 9.63, and literally I was thinking, okay, maybe this London 2012 he might get like 9.69 or 9.66 or something, but 9.63 it's like, oh my gosh, that's a total different story. Like, sure, he didn't break the world record of 9.58, but then again, I mean, he still has the 200 and the 4x100, so I mean, he doesn't want to, like, I don't know, like, cause an injury, which I mean is pretty understandable, but yeah, 9.63 is insane. Like, I mean, especially that he probably didn't go out full speed considering he has the other events, but still, like, to have the second fastest time at the London 2012 is insane. Like, sure, he probably, if he just did the 100 all by itself, he probably would have gotten like 9.5 flat or something, maybe even 9.4, but I mean, who knows? Like, for all we know, Usain Bolt probably could have, like, at earliest he could have gotten a 9.5, but yeah, that's pretty much really much everything I have to say, apart that his partner Yohan Blake got a 9.75, which literally is pretty fast for second place, and I think Justin Gatlin got like 9.77, I believe, or 9.78, I don't even remember, but I think it got like 9.78 or something, I can't remember, but yeah, and it's sad to see that Asafa Powell, he didn't run that well this race, and I mean, he could have probably gone a 9.8 or something, or he probably could have taken bronze and probably gotten 9.78 or 9.76 or something. He probably could have, but I mean, you know, like, give this guy a rest. I mean, he got himself injured, so I mean, yeah, that was my burp, and yeah. So there's literally really nothing much I could say about this event. I mean, literally almost everything has been said. Apart that pretty much Usain Bolt is like a legend. So yeah, I mean, 9.63. Let's hope what he can do at Rio 2016. I mean, maybe he could go 9.6 flat or something. But my prediction for Rio 2016, I mean, for him to run an Olympic record is probably not likely. I mean, it could be possible. Like, he could run 9.62 or 9.61 or 9.6 flat, or maybe even a world record if he wanted to, which I don't think he'll probably go for because, like, he still has 3 other events. But from all the past races I see, he could run potentially a 9, I'd say 9.67. Is probably my personal estimate, but let's see what he can do. I mean, that's what I'm gonna say, is that let's see what he can do at Rio 2016, which will be very exciting. My prediction will be 9.67, so yeah, I mean, let's see what he can do there at Rio 2016.
The Olympic Countdown!
Okay, so here we are at the 800-meter finals of the London 2012 Olympic Games, and David Rudisha, one of the fastest men in the 800 meters, like, literally, this guy has ran 3 world records, maybe in 4, I can't even remember how many world records he's ran already, but he's ran several world records, and to break the world record at the London 2012 Olympic Games, I mean, it's hard. I mean, sure, it's hard to break the world record, and obviously there can be, I mean, the world record hasn't been broken yet, which it's not too surprising, because I mean 1:49.91 is pretty fast. Like, literally, that's like 50 seconds per every lap, which I can't even do myself. But I mean, 1:49.1, like, that is astonishing. That is astonishing. Like, sprint 800. I mean, basically the 800 is like a basically a what's it called? It's like in between a sprint and a distance, but it's mainly a sprint. Like, it's like a dash, let's say that. And like, it's a pretty difficult event. I mean, sure, some people may say the 400 is a very difficult event, but wait till you try the 800. I mean, that's the hardest one. And basically, I mean, it's not the hardest event, but like, it's harder than the 400. That, let me just tell you that for sure. And to see David Rudisha break this world record is astonishing. And like, he's already broken enough world records, and probably at Rio 2016 we may see him break another world record. I mean, what he's gonna aim for at Rio 2016 is 141. I mean, I don't think he's gonna try and set world records at this moment. I think what he's gonna do is just take it easy and go for a 141 as my guess. And that's basically what he's going to do. I mean, in terms of world record, it's probably unlikely. Maybe if he can consistently start getting into the 142s and 141s, if he can consistently start running there, or maybe in the semifinals, like if he can get a 141 or something, maybe a late 141, early 142, if he can get into there, I think we could possibly see a world record coming up. So, but as of right now, I think what he's going to try and do is just get 141 at the moment. I don't think he's going to go anything crazy like 140 or like 114.5 or something. Well, not 145, but like 140.5 or something. I don't think he's going to go anything crazy like that. I think he's just going to go like at a 140 pace or 141. That's basically my estimate. So, yeah.
The Olympic Countdown!
Oh boy. The 400 meter, I will say, it's a very difficult event. I mean, it's basically torture once you get to the last 100 meters. And literally, it's hard to run a 400. But Michael Johnson, oh my goodness. I mean, he's the current Olympic record holder. And he has ran a 43.49 at Atlanta of 1996. And literally, like, to break the Olympic record by 1 millisecond, like, that must have been so close. Like, good thing no one ran it down his time, because literally if he got like 43.50, like, he would have equaled the Olympic record. Big difference. But basically, yeah, like, basically, like, he would just equal the Olympic record. Like, it wouldn't really matter if he, I mean, it wouldn't really matter, but for him to break 43.5 and then get 43.49 is insane. Like, sure, like, it's not as insane as 43.18, I think, or 43.2 or something. I don't know. I think it was either 43.18, 43.15. I can't even remember, but yeah, I mean, it's not as insane as that, but 43.49 is pretty fast. Like, let's just say that it's pretty fast. I think if he was good, I think if he ran pretty good at Sydney, which I probably will get to very later, but I don't know. But I think if he ran good at Sydney, he probably could have gotten like 43.3 or something, or 43.2 or something. But in terms of world record, I don't think he could have gotten there. But at this time that he ran, I think 43.49 was pretty expected. Like, an Olympic record was soon to be expected at some point. And now that I saw Wade Van Niekerk ran a 43.48 at the Beijing Championships, I think it's going to be most likely that we may get a new Olympic record. But at the same time, it's hard. It's hard to run a 43 and maintain as Olympic gold medalist. I think Wade Van Niekerk could possibly be the new Olympic gold medalist for Rio 2016. And also, Michael Johnson is the only one to ever repeat as 400-meter Olympic gold medalist. So, I don't know. Maybe we can see Wade Van Niekerk run a 43.4, like 43.4, and he may break Michael Johnson's Olympic record, which is possible, but I mean, it's going to get closer to the world record, but I think Michael Johnson, I mean, considering he's a legend, I think that Olympic record is gonna go bye-bye. I mean, sure, it's been on for like 20 years, or something, but I mean, it doesn't matter how long it's been. The point is that you basically had the Olympic record at one point. So, if Michael Johnson's record goes bye-bye, then it's still fine. It doesn't really matter. So, let's hope that this 400-meter run still stays as a legend and that it doesn't go by like anything bad or anything. So, yeah.
The Olympic Countdown!
Oh boy, this race, well, it's pretty shocking to see. I mean, this was Usain Bolt's first 100-meter race at an Olympic event, and oh my goodness, he broke the world record by celebrating too soon. Like, literally, he celebrated too soon in this race and ran a 9.68, or was it 9.69? I don't remember, but he basically ran a 9.68, 9.69. I mean, either one of the two. And, like, oh my gosh, that's insane. I mean, sure, if he didn't celebrate too soon, he probably could have gotten early 9.6. I don't think 9.5 would be possible, because, I mean, I don't know, maybe 9.59 would be the earliest he can get as a sub 9.6, but I don't think he could have possibly gotten like 9.5 or something, or like early 9.5s. I think he probably would have gotten like early 9.6, like 9.61 or something, but I don't think it would have been possible to get like early 9.5s, like 9.53 or something. No, I think he probably would have gotten like 9.61 or something. And yeah, but 9.69, like at the time it was like it was a fast time, like literally, like people were like freaking out, and to see this young guy go out there and win is like, it's amazing actually, to come think of it. And yeah, like I've never seen anyone go from a 9.9, I think he was at one point, to 9.6 and break the world record. Like, that's fast. That's literally fast. Like, I can't even imagine it with my own eyes. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, I have to say. So yeah, if he didn't celebrate too soon, he probably could have gotten like a 9.61 or something, 9.62, 9.6 flat or something, but 9.52 or 9.53 is unlikely. I don't think he could have gotten that.
The Olympic Countdown!
Hicham El Guerrouj is a 1500 meter legend, and literally this guy, I mean, he set a world records in the 1500 and a world record in the mile. I really wish the mile was actually in the Olympic Games. Like, literally, I really wish the mile was in the Olympic Games. Like, I really want the mile to be in the Olympic Games, but at the same time, like, it hasn't been ever in the Olympic Games, because, like, I don't know why, but probably because they don't like it. But the mile is something I would want to see, and Hicham El Guerrouj is one true legend. Like, he ran, I think, at 3:26 flat, I think, in this 1500 at the Athens 2004, which isn't my favorite Olympic game, but at the Athens 2004 he ran like a 3:33, I believe. I don't remember, like 3:33, 3:35, which is pretty fast. I mean, literally, I can't even run that fast. I mean, like, that's like the speed that I can never reach, most likely. But I mean, 3:35 or 3:33, I don't remember what was his fastest time. Maybe 3:32 or 3:33. I don't know, either one of the two. Maybe it could have been slower. But I mean, Hicham El Guerrouj, like, this guy was pushed. I mean, literally, if this guy wasn't pushed, like, he probably wouldn't have been able to compete that well. Like, he probably would have gotten like 3:36 or something, 3:38 or something. I don't know. He probably could have gotten somewhere around there if he wasn't pushed. And, or maybe, no, actually, he probably could have gotten like 3:35 or something. I don't know what was his time, but literally, this guy could, like, this guy's just a legend. Like, literally, like, there's really nothing much I could say apart that this guy is pretty fast. And I mean, he was pushed to his limits, and he was, like, it's hard to see someone run this fast. And yeah, like, I never, like, I think Hisham El Guerrouj is probably one of my favorite athletes, like my favorite runners, and sure, he probably doesn't speak English like well, but I think if I were to meet him, like, I mean, it'd be nice to meet him. Like, Hisham El Guerrouj is one true legend, and literally, he's like Usain Bolt, but except a distance, and is actually, I mean, I'm not saying that Usain Bolt isn't a legend, but I think Hisham El Guerrouj is probably a bigger legend. Like, he managed to set world, like, I think this guy is pretty fast, like, in his own ways. I mean, both Hisham and Usain Bolt are great in their own ways, but Hisham El Guerrouj just destroys it in the 1500.
The Olympic Countdown!
So what can I say about Jesse Owens that hasn't been said? Well, apart that he has his own movie, which is called Race, which I'm gonna check it out in a bit, because I mean, literally, I have the movie on me, like right now I could really watch it if I wanted to, but first I better do this commentary. So, Jesse Owens, he was an Olympic athlete, obviously, and he won gold for the 100 meters. He did multiple events, especially the 4x100, I believe. He did the 100 meters, I believe he did the 200 meters, and the long jump. I'm pretty sure he set a world record in the long jump, but I'm not even I can't even be sure, because literally this is not the main focus of this commentary. The main focus I want to get on is the 100 meters or the 100 yards. I really forgot what they called it before. I'm pretty sure it was just 100 meters. But Jesse Owens ran a 10.3, equaling the world record at the time. Now, it's crazy because, like, the world record now is like 9.58. But the world record, like, back in 1936 was 10.3. And it's astonishing to see so much improvement. And, like, back then, there wasn't, the shoes weren't that great. Basically, nothing was really too great. I mean, like, to break, like, to be into the 10.3s is insane, like, at the time, because literally shoes weren't that great. But, like, that was amazing. And this was at Berlin at 1936. Now, if you don't know where Berlin is in Germany. And you know what was in Germany back in 1936? Hitler. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, Hitler's reaction must have been, like, insane. Like, when he saw Jesse Owens win the 100 meters, he must have been like, oh, well, yeah, like, because, I mean, back then, racism was a big thing. Well, not really a huge thing compared to the 1950s or in 60s. Like, that's a whole different story. Like, I'll get on in a different Olympic Games, but this, like, back in 1936, like, Jesse Owens completely dominated the 100 meters and a lot of other events, like the long jump. And I think that Jesse Owens is a really great athlete. I think after this commentary, I may just watch the movie Race. Yes, he does. Like I just said, he has a movie. But 10.3 is amazing. I feel like that was pretty much like equaling the world record. I know he could have gone 10.29 or something, but 10.3 is great, or 10.3 I'm gonna say, because literally 10.3 is like gonna be confusing for a lot of people. But I think it's amazing. Like, it's just great to see Jesse Owens run a great race, and there's really nothing much I could say apart that it was black and white at the time, but I mean, that's pretty much irrelevant to what I'm saying. The point is that Jesse Owens ran to the equivalency of the world record, and he's a great athlete, even if he was completely, like, hated by Hitler. He was still a great athlete, and no matter what, he'll probably be one of the best Olympic athletes and Olympic champions.
The Olympic Countdown!
Okay, so from my eyes, I think that this world record could have been unexpected. Like, I don't know, 37:10, like, it was a long time before this world record happened. I think the world record before this was back in 1992 when Carl Lewis set the world record at 37:40, and that took quite a while, but 16 years passed by and the world record was shattered at the Beijing 2008 Olympic Games. Well, basically, Usain Bolt was third leg on this race instead of, like, last leg, because literally he would have probably ended off the race. But at the time, Asafa Powell was mainly known to be the fastest 100-meter sprinter from Jamaica, and I guess he was given the last leg, and my goodness, he freaking just destroys the competition. 37-10. Like, I can't even imagine 37-10, because literally at the time, like, I think the expected one would be 37-2 or 37-3 or something, but 37-10 was just completely out the window. Like, I don't think I would have probably expected at that time. And to see this large gap go by is insane. And there's really nothing much that there is to say, apart that it is basically insane to see this team go from, like, Jamaica. Like, Jamaica had made so many great improvements. Like, it was mainly because of Usain Bolt. Like, literally, Usain Bolt set 3 world records. It was in the 100 meter, the 4x100, and we will soon later announce the 200 meters, which I'll get to in another video. Well, yeah, spoiler alert. But yeah, like, this was insane at the time, and literally I don't think no one would have expected a world record at this time, because I mean, probably it wasn't too close by. I mean there wasn't really times that were aiming towards a world record, but I think that some people, like some, not everyone, but some people were probably expecting a world record, because literally, like, Usain Bolt just did 2 world records before this, and he could have possibly done a 3rd world record, because literally it could end out either way. Like, you can set 2 world records, and then your third event, like, you so badly want to set a world record, but then at the same time, like, it never happens, because, like, you're so focused, like, you just want that last world record, and, like, you lose your focus. I don't know why I said that you're so focused, but, like, you tend to lose your focus at the last event. So, I mean, that's insane to just see 3 world records smashed by one person. Because, I mean, literally, let's be honest, Usain Bolt, like, at the time, he was insane. And I really have nothing much to say. I mean, I guess you could say that Asafa Powell probably did the world record, but at the same time, Usain Bolt was the main attraction at the Beijing Olympic Games. So, I'm not going to say that Usain Bolt deserves all the credit for that 4x100 world record, but he did a lot. And same with Asafa Powell, because from what I heard, I think he did like an 8.7 split, like, for the 100 meter, which is insane. Because that's fast, like, especially for a person that ran, I think, like, 9.77, I believe, during the time. Yeah, that's fast. Like, like, that was insane. Oh my gosh, like, I don't think we're probably gonna, I mean, we could get it. We could get this race, like, somewhat of a similar race like this, but from a different nation or whatever. But, like, who knows? Like, probably this certain event probably can't be replicated, like, in terms of excitement, because literally it's already been done. So who knows what to expect at Rio. I really don't know what else to expect. Like, it's just anything now, anything can go by. So yeah.
The Olympic Countdown.
Well then, 19.3. Usain Bolt running this is, oh my goodness, like, literally, this is Michael Johnson's speed. Literally, I never knew Usain Bolt would be able to get close to this record. And sure, he did run a 19.9, I believe, during the World Junior Championships, but 19.3 at the Olympic Games, breaking Michael Johnson's record, and will soon break the world record again. I'm pretty sure you can guess what will be his time after that. But if you haven't, well, you can check it out for yourself. I'm not going to say at this moment now. But, I mean, I might mention his world record at some point, but I'm not now. But anyways, yeah, this was Usain Bolt's 2nd world record at the Beijing Olympic Games. And, oh my gosh, like, literally, I don't even know. I can't even comprehend this. I'm pretty tired at the time I'm recording this, but usually the average time for the 200 meters would be like around 19.9 or 19.8 or something, or maybe, I think it was like rare to see a 20 seconds, I meant, not 20 minutes, like, that's pretty slow. 20 minutes is actually pretty slow, but 19.3 at the Olympic Games, like, just the return of Michael Johnson's speed is just insane. And sure, his world record lasted for like 12 years, which is actually a lot, because literally how long has Usain Bolt's record been on? Like, I think it was like 7 years, I believe, 6 years, I don't know, but yeah, literally 12 years. Like, just add what you have at this moment and then double it. Like, that's how long it is to hold that world record. And literally, I don't think I can ever imagine myself holding a world record that long. And Michael Johnson was a great athlete. Sure, he ran a 19.32 in like in '96 Atlanta, but to see Usain Bolt destroy that record, like, that's just amazing. Like, I didn't think my eyes would be able to, like, I didn't think that Usain Bolt would be able to break that record. And to see him break it at Beijing, like, oh my gosh, that's pretty insane.
The Olympic Countdown!
Well then, here we are at the men's 400 meter finals at the London 2012 Olympic Games. Now, at this time, it's pretty much not really expected that we're ever going to get a world record or Olympic record or anything. I mean, no one's really expecting an Olympic record at this point. Because, I mean, at the time of the London 2012, no one's been getting close to the 43.4, 43.3s. Like, that's usually where we can see a new world record. Now, 43.5s and 43.4s is usually when we can potentially start seeing a new Olympic record. However, we did not see that in the time before the London 2012. So, what did we get in the 400 meter? Well, let's see. Well, we got Kirani James, is a pretty fast guy, I will admit. He ran a 43.95, I believe. I think a 43.95, and oh my goodness, that's fast. Like, literally, to sprint a 400, like, okay, I can kind of get the feeling of sprinting the 400. Basically, you have to get a good start in the 400. Literally, it's torture if you've never done the 400, but, like, you have to get a good start in, otherwise you're screwed. Because, like, you have to get through that, basically, you have to get through that turn, and literally, like, it can drive you insane. And then you have a straightaway to go, then you have to make another turn, which you have to close in the gap at that point. Because, like, literally, once you get to that final straightaway, like, you could be all the way in the back, or either that in the middle, and then it'll be impossible to get to the front, because that's when everyone tries to accelerate, but, like, your legs are dying. So it's a pretty hard event, I will say, but Kirani James, I will believe that he's a pretty fast athlete. Sure, his fastest at the moment is like 43.7 or 43.8 or something, but I mean, at the time of the Olympics, I mean, I think it was like 19 years old, he ran a 43.99, and that's pretty fast for a 19-year-old. And I mean, I don't know what else I can expect. I mean, sure, no one's ever repeated as 400-meter Olympic gold medalist besides Michael Johnson, but if he can repeat as Olympic gold medalist, like, which is the bigger goal, because, I mean, world record and Olympic record is kind of far off for him, but if he can repeat as Olympic gold medalist, that would be amazing. And, I mean, it'll be nice to see someone repeat as Olympic gold medalist, but it's a very difficult task. But I think Kirani James may have a chance. I mean, sure, he didn't do too well in the IAAF championships, I think. It was at Beijing. He got, I think, third or something. Yeah, I think he got third. But, I mean, if he starts training really hard, I think he could potentially get a gold in the 400. So, who knows? I mean, sure, he does have a load of competition ahead of him, but he could potentially get gold this year. I mean, who knows what we will expect from him. And, because, I mean, usually every year, the athletes change in terms of gold medalists and all that. Like, it can change nowadays. Like, who knows who will be the next Olympic gold medalist. So, we can only hope that Kirani James could potentially get another gold medal. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen, because it's really rare for anyone to repeat as Olympic gold medalist. But who knows? We can probably find out at Rio 2016.
The Olympic Countdown!
The Athens 100-meter finals. Well, I'm not talking about the Athens from like 1896, which I will get to in a video, but the Athens 2004 100-meter finals. Well, this race I wasn't really particularly in favor. I mean, this race I will seem like it. I mean, I don't know if it was a disappointment at the time because as much as people would expect a new world record, considering how world records were happening like at Atlanta and Sydney for the 100 meters, this year or that year at Athens, no world record happened. For the 100, like, it didn't happen. I mean, although the competition was pretty tight, actually, it was actually a pretty tight competition. I think it was Justin Gatlin who ran a 985, I believe. Yeah, 985. And then second place got like 986, and then third place got 987. So, pretty tight competition, but Justin Gatlin, the now fastest man on the planet this year, or last year, I don't even know. Yeah, last year he was the fastest man of the year, but this year, I mean, who knows what he can get this year? Like, for all we know, he could possibly get 9.6, because I mean, he's been stuck basically at 9.7 for quite a while, so who knows? He could possibly get a 9.69 or something if he were to try at his full best, which I know is possible. I mean, he could, if he really trained hard enough, he could potentially get 9.6, like 9.69, 9.68 or something, but that would have to push Bolt to his limits, which could potentially set a world record, but I mean, that's only if Bolt wants to push it. But yeah, I mean, Gatlin, for all we know, he could potentially break 9.7. But in this race, he was a gold medalist, but I mean, it faded away, and we all know that it will fade away, because I mean, after Athens, Beijing came up, and you know what happened at Beijing, which I will. If you don't know, then I probably talked about it already, but yeah, I mean, because I'm filming in different days, because I mean, I'm not gonna film it all in 30 in one day, which is pretty impossible for me to do, because I mean, I'll probably lose my voice. But anyways, yeah, the Athens 2004 Olympic Games, it was just a meh. I mean, it wasn't anything too special for me. I think it was just a normal race. I mean, for me, I probably wasn't expecting too much, because literally, like, nothing really happened in between Athens. Like, I don't think in this event, nothing really happened too special, apart that it was a pretty competitive space. I do know that Asafa Powell was in this race. He probably got like a 999 or something, or 997 or something. I don't know. He probably got somewhere around there. Actually, let me tell you something. At first, I thought Usain Bolt ran in here, and he got like a 9.9. Because, I mean, for some reason, I keep confusing Usain Bolt for Asafa Powell in 2004, but apparently, no, he only ran a 200, and that was during the heats, and he got eliminated in the semifinals. But, yeah, I mean, I'll talk about the 200 in a bit. But, yeah, that's pretty much it I have to say about the 100 meter. I mean, apart that, Justin Gatlin ran this and got gold. I mean, who knows what he could possibly get now this year for Rio 2016. Let's just hope that he'll get a good race in. He could potentially. I mean, I'm not a fan of Justin Gatlin, but if he gets gold, it'll be pretty surprising for everyone to see.
The Olympic Countdown.
Okay, so the hurdles. Oh boy, where do I start with the hurdles? Literally, like, I literally do not know where to start with the hurdles, because literally, I'm not a fan of hurdles, but I mean, it's just the thing is that, I mean, okay, let me tell you guys a story about the hurdles. During, I think it was my 6th, 7th grade year of track, I can't remember which of the 2 years, but it was one of those years, I attempted to do the hurdles, which, I mean, it was optional, but I still did it anyways. When I jumped over the hurdle, I literally fell. Like, I jumped over it, my leg got caught, like, right on the top of the hurdle, and that caused the hurdle to fall down, as well as me falling down. Which, I mean, kinda hurt, cause, like, I basically hit my leg at the same time. So, no, like, huge injury happened, thank goodness, cause literally, I mean, it's not like a hurdle can cause an injury unless like that fell on top of your head. Literally, that would be the worst. Like, or maybe like the worst that could happen is that your leg gets caught in it, and then like basically you kick it, and then it flies up in the air, and then it lands on your head. Like, that's the worst that can happen. But for me, my leg got caught, and then that caused the hurdle to fall down, which it wasn't that bad. But anyways. I forgot the athlete's name for the 110 meter hurdles. I forgot, but it doesn't matter. Basically, this guy ran at Athens at 2004, ran a 12:91, which at first read 12:94, but I think he ran a 12:91 then, which to run a new Olympic record, which, I mean, at the time was amazing, because literally, I mean, I didn't think that world records would happen in the hurdles much often, but apparently this Olympic record happened. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really a fan of hurdles, but I think this race was just enough to get me happy, whatever. Like, it was just intimidating for me to see. It's not my favorite race to watch, that's I will say, because I mean, I'll be honest with you, Athens 2004 isn't really my favorite event to watch, or my favorite Olympic Games to watch. I think I'd rather prefer to watch, London 2012, I think, or either that or Atlanta, I don't know, either one of those. Athens, meh, it's not really my favorite. I mean, I don't know, I really don't know, I'm not really a fan of Athens much, but, oh well. What else is there? I completely forgot what I was gonna say, except that pretty much this race was pretty entertaining to watch, and I mean, if you want to watch a good hurdles race, I can recommend this to you, but I mean, that's only if you want to watch it. I mean, if you don't, that's fine, but yeah, I mean, if you want to watch it, then go ahead. I forgot the athlete's name, but if I do remember the athlete's name, then I'll probably remember at some point, but yeah, that's pretty much it I have to say about this event. There's really nothing much I could say, so yeah, let's move on to the next.
The Olympic Countdown!
The 200 meter finals at Atlanta of 1996. This one is something I was talking about, and oh my goodness, like literally, okay, let me get on it, because I go into these long conversations, but Michael Johnson ran a 19.32, literally, which is really fast, because honestly at the time, it was really rare to break into the 19.6, I mean, the only runner to ever do at the time was Michael Johnson. I mean, 19.6 was already big enough, but 19.32, like, that is insane. Literally, that's insane. Like, 19.32 at the time. Like, at the time, like, that seemed almost impossible. Like, literally, that seemed almost impossible. But to break 19.66 by over a third of a second, like, I can't even imagine that myself. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, but 19.32 is actually really fast, to be honest. And I mean, sure, now we got like a world record in I think it was 19.2 or 19.19, but I mean 19.19, that's fast already, but 19.32 at the time, like, oh my goodness, like, probably there have been kids that were thinking, oh my goodness, this will stand for like forever, because literally that was a huge gap. Like, it was really rare for world records to make it as huge as this gap. And I mean, Michael Johnson could have potentially repeated as Olympic gold medalist for the 200, because no one at the time repeated as Olympic gold medalist for the 200. I think Carl Lewis almost did, but I guess he got silver. But I mean, for him to run the 100 meters, I don't know. Like, would it be possible for him to run the 100 meters? I really don't know, but if he did run the 100 meters, I mean, I've seen him run the 100 meters before, and he got like a 10.1, but that was during his early stages, like when he's doing, like, back in 92 or something. But if he could potentially run a 200 meter in 19.32, he could possibly run a 9.79 or something. It would have been possible, literally, it could have been possible actually in any way, but who knows, like, we could have seen, like, new records pop up then and now, which, I mean, for Michael Johnson to run that fast, like, I never expected that would happen. Like, literally, I never would have expected it. Even if I were to live in that day and age, I think, I probably would have think, oh, that's impossible, but then again, like, Michael Johnson proved the impossible, so, yeah, that's really much I have to say.
The Olympic Countdown!
Hicham El Guerrouj. You know, the 1500 meter Olympic gold medalist at the time at the Athens 2004, but not only did this guy run the 1500, but this guy ran the 5000 meter, which I wouldn't really consider him a 5000 meter runner, which literally, because I've never seen him run a 5000 meter. The only thing I've ever seen him run was a 1500. I think I might see him more run into the 5000. Like, I may see some races, even though this might be this is the only race I've ever seen him run a 5000 meter, but how long is a 5000 meter, you may ask? It's about 3 miles and 0.1, like, it's 3.1 miles, and literally, like, once you run a mile, it's like, oh my goodness, it's pretty accomplishing, but once you run 3 miles, it's like, oh gosh, like, you run that first mile, it's like, yay, I'm done, and then you still have 2 more miles to go, it's like, oh. I think the worst experiences would be the 2 mile. It's like you finish a mile and then you have another mile to go and you don't know how long that can take. With the 5000 meters, it's like you run a mile, okay, that's fair enough. Then you run 2 miles, it's like, okay, when it's gonna end. 3 miles, you just want to get to the finish line as quick as possible because you don't want to run for that long anymore. So, yeah, he was the first man to ever win the 1500 and the 5000 meters since Paavo Nurmi, I think it was. Paavo Nurmi, I don't even know, because I mean, right now I'm reading stuff off my computer, but he was the first man to ever run the 1500 and 5000 since that guy, and win gold. Like, that probably must have been the best way for him to retire. Like, I don't think I can find any other way for him to retire. I think that is just a perfect way to end his running career and basically move on. Like, he could have basically just moved on from there on. But who knows? Like, if this guy was a legend. Like, literally, I think this guy is probably one of the biggest legends, and I don't think I can find any athlete that is probably better than him. Because honestly, I don't think that anyone will ever match to Hicham El Guerrouj's speed in a long while. I think that guy that recently ran at 3:26, I think he may get close to Hicham El Guerrouj's speed, but I don't think he'll, like, who knows? Like, for all we know, he could possibly break the world record, but I mean, it doesn't seem like no one's came close to Hicham El Guerrouj's speed besides him, which was a year ago. So I mean, who knows if he has that speed, but if he does, that would be amazing to see him running that speed.
The Olympic Countdown!
So here we are at the men's 200 meter finals. Another sprint. Jeez, I haven't covered these sprints in quite a while, even though I probably already covered one like 2 seconds ago. But the London 2012 200 meter finals. This one's actually pretty climatic. What do I have to say about this? Like, well, literally, Usain Bolt ran a 19.3 before at the London, before the London. He ran a 19.3 at Beijing, which I already talked about. I already made a whole video about it. So what do I have to think about this? Well, he didn't run a faster time than Beijing. That's one thing for sure. He ran a 19.32 at London 2012, which is close to his Olympic record. Like, I mean, sure, some people won't find a purpose to break his Olympic record, because literally, like, 19, like, he already has the Olympic record. I mean, what's the point in setting another Olympic record if you already have it? It doesn't matter how long it's been held for. The point is that he's had that title before, so it won't really matter if anyone broke his Olympic record, because he's already had the title before. But this one, I will say, was one big competitive one, because literally, I think it was Johan Blake ran a 19.4 1943, I believe, 1943, and I don't think it's ever came down to that close. Like, literally, I don't remember an Olympic event. Well, obviously, there hasn't been an Olympic event that's ever been to that close level. Like, usually, the second place usually gets around into 1909s or something, or 1908s, but never into the 1904s. I've never seen an Olympic event to go into the 1904s in second place. So it was a pretty tough battle for Yohan Blake and Usain Bolt, but in the end, Usain Bolt ran a 19.32, and who knows, maybe he could sign up for Jamaica's 4x200 meter relay. I think he could be good, but I think the training could also be very difficult for him, because, I mean, at first he was a 400 meter runner, and now he's gone from a 400 meter runner into a 200 and a 100 meter runner. So, and he's also a 4x100 meter gold medalist. So, I mean, for him to switch from the 100 to the 4x200, it can be difficult for him, but at the same time, it's very accomplishable. So, who knows? For all we know, he could potentially, like, start running the 4x200, and maybe we might get a new world record. Who knows? It honestly depends. I mean, if he wanted to, he could, but, I mean, it doesn't really matter at the moment. I mean, I think it's better for him to finish off the 200 meters at Rio 2016, and then we can finally see whether he'll do the 4x200. Because I know Yohan Blake did the 4x200, so who knows if Usain Bolt will want to do the 4x200. Probably not, but who knows.
The Olympic Countdown!
Okay, so swimming is something I'm not really interested in. Like, I'm not interested in doing the sport because literally I don't like swimming. I mean, it's probably pretty difficult. I mean, sure, it's difficult for me, but at the same time, I wouldn't really consider myself a swimmer because, I mean, I'm not interested in swimming in water and racing in water. Like, that's not my interest. But to swim a 1,500 meter, which is almost a mile, like, oh my goodness, like, I don't even know where to start off. Like, to swim that long, it must hurt, obviously. It obviously must hurt. Like, once you finish that, it's like, your arms are so tired. Like, literally, your arms will be dying after that. It's like, oh my gosh. But, who knows, like, it's probably not torturing. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's torturing for them, because they literally have to suffer for so long. And for a time, I think it was like 14-15 minutes for the 1,500. I mean, I'm not gonna complain because literally a 1,500 is hard to swim. Like, literally, if you don't think that's hard, try it for yourself. It's so difficult. I know I'm saying this from a perspective, even though I've never done swimming, but from the looks of it, it looks hard. Like, literally, I may have never done it, but that doesn't mean that just because I've never tried it doesn't mean it will never be hard. I'm pretty sure if I tried it, it will be very difficult for me. But, I mean, it's something that I'm not really going to do at one point, but I think that this guy, whoever won the gold, I think that he deserves it. I think that he deserves this gold medal and that he did a good job out there. I'm not going to say that he did a terrible job at all, because literally, swimming a 1,500 meter run, like a 1,500 meters to swim that much, like, oh my gosh, like, I don't think I could ever find an athlete that could possibly swim like, I don't think I can find an athlete at my age to swim that long. Like, literally, I don't think I could find one, and if I do find one, then oh my goodness, like, I'm pretty sure they must be fed up with having us swim that much. But, I mean, it's an event. I mean, it's a pretty intense event, so, yeah, that's pretty much it I have to say. I mean, aside that, it can be a pretty painful business. In the end, it's probably, like, the best to win that gold. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard, but in the end, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It happens. Even though I'm just rambling, so, yeah.
The Olympic Countdown!
So, the London 2012 3,000 meter steeplechase. You know, the steeplechase, well, I don't know. I actually don't really, like, I've never done a steeplechase before. I mean, I've tried a lot of other events, well, besides swimming, but, oh, sorry. But steeplechase, I've never actually experienced it. I think it's like a combination, oh gosh. I am so sorry, bud. But I've never actually experienced steeplechase. Like, I think it's like a combination of the track and hurdles and like this pool of water combined. And oh my goodness, like, oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this event could have been replaced with the 32,000 meter run, which would have been the, what would have been called, the 2 mile. It could have been replaced, but at the same time, like, this event has been here for quite a long while, so, I mean, and, like, the 2 mile isn't really common, so, I mean, oh well. I mean, it's mainly common in high school, but once in Olympic events, it's not really common. But the steeplechase, what do I have to say about the steeplechase? Well, other than, basically, unlike the 1500 meter, where you're like, oh look, you can just, like, you can basically run it pretty fast. The steeplechase, the 3000 meter steeplechase, basically, you have to pace yourself at the same time of having to go through hurdles and having to jump over this pit, which, I mean, if you are accelerating so fast to the point that you get it on top of it and then you end up falling, like, that's the worst. I mean, good thing there's water, but even so, there can be some things that could happen pretty bad. And yeah, I mean, I've never actually experienced at all a steeplechase, even though I probably wouldn't want to, because, I mean, then again, all my shoes all wet, and then again, it's like the same thing as running in the rain, like hard rain. Like, you know how is it like to run in the rain? Like, seriously, if you haven't experienced it, I suggest you experience it. It's freaking, like, oh my goodness, I don't even want to explain it, but it's pretty torturing. What else do I have to say? A part that basically, once you finish up a whole mile, you basically still have more to go. Like, you still have another 1400 meter to go. It's like, oh, well, I thought it was over. So, yeah, there's a lot of pacing required for this event, and there's a lot of speed required in order to jump over those hurdles. Because honestly, just basically, if you trip over, like, that long hurdle, then you're screwed for. And also, basically, you have to go fast enough when you're when you're in front of somebody, because otherwise, if you slow down and you get to the hurdle parts, then they're gonna slow down and then once they get to the hurdle parts, they're gonna freaking hurt. Like, you try jumping over and then boom, like, I don't know. But then again, you could also wait. You can also play the waiting game and, like, just wait till that person jumps over, or you can just go around them. It's simple as that. But then again, I don't think no one wants to go around them, because they'd rather take the shorter path. I mean, for me, I mean, yeah, I really don't know, really. So, yeah. So, if you want to try steeplechase, that's fine, but just to recommend to you guys, I don't know. But as far as time, I think the time was like 8 minutes. Like, not a new Olympic record, not a new world record, but still a good event. I mean, even though there wasn't anything climatic or anything, it was still a pretty good event.
The Olympic Countdown!
So, the men's 4x400. I've already covered the 4x100, I'm pretty sure, at Beijing. I don't even know, but probably it was Beijing. Or it was something different, I can't even remember. But now here we are at the men's 4x400. And, okay, so this race was actually pretty close. I think the time was like 2:56 and the Olympic record was like 2:55, which is really close. Like, I never knew that it could be this close, because, like, literally, that record is insane. 2:55 for, like, Olympic record. The world record is like 2:54, which it can be reached. And sure, America is gonna get beaten at some point at their Olympic record, but, you know, it could be possible that the Olympic record could be destroyed at Rio 2016. The thing is that everyone needs to be back in good shape, and to the point where Okay, so basically they need to be back in shape to the point where, like Rio at London, except more faster. So yeah, so it's gonna be difficult, but in all honesty, I think it's pretty possible for them to break the Olympic record. Or if anything better, they could possibly set a new world record. But I think Olympic record is probably the most likely. I think world record, I think that will take place in like championships. I don't think it will happen in terms of Olympic Games. I think it may happen at like Tokyo. Maybe Tokyo could be a possible new world record, but other than that, I don't think it's gonna happen at Rio. Because I mean, I think what they're aiming for this time is just for Olympic record. I think that's gonna be the main goal, but I don't think world record or anything is gonna be set at this moment. So yeah, I think they're just gonna take it easy and then go for Olympic record. And yeah. So, running a 400 in a relay, like, basically, I mean, I've never done a 4x400. That's a thing, because I'm not a sprinter. I'm more of a distance runner, mid-distance, actually, because, I mean, distance, I mean, okay, sure, I do run distance, like, events or whatever, but the thing is that I'm not a good distance runner, and I'm more of a mid-distance, because, I mean, I like to go out. I like to go out pretty fast, and as in for distance, like, I have to pace myself, which I'm not really good. I'm not the best at, but, I mean, that's why I like mid-distance, like, around, like, if I were to sign up for a mile or something, that's fine with me. 1500 and the mile, like, those are the events I like to do, but I don't know, because I mean, that's really the only event I can really do well. Other than that, the 2 miles, I have to pace myself, which I'm terrible at pacing. What else? Sprints I hate so much, like, I just get tired easily. So yeah. And also, what else is there I could say? There's really nothing else I could say about a 4x400. So basically, it's like a 1600 meter relay, which is a mile. So, okay, to break 3, I mean, it was already known it was gonna happen. Like, to break 3, it was already known from the beginning. But to break 3 in an actual mile, like where it's just only one person, it's gonna take a long time. But I mean, if it's possible, it's possible. Like, I really have nothing else to say. So, yeah, I mean, I'll just say it was a good race. Let's just say it's just a good race.
The Olympic Countdown!
Okay, so Atlanta. I already covered Atlanta of 1932. Not 1932. That was the time. 1932 for the 200. Now here we go at the 100 meters. As far as from what I saw, there was 3 false starts. And in this day and age, a false start is just automatically disqualifying somebody, or the person that started it. And basically, yeah, like, in this day and age, it would not be possible to do 3 false starts. Well, like, not like 3 false starts in a row with no one getting DQ'd. Like, that's not possible, not this day and age. Which, I mean, if you've seen many false starts, then you know how it ends. Like, you know what it feels like when you get a false start. Like, you feel like you messed up big time, and that there's no way you can return, like, whether you try one way or another. But this one had 3 false starts, and I mean, this was before the rule that 1 false start and it's automatically DQ. But apparently there was a new world record. Yeah, world record. So basically, I think it was Donovan Bailey, I think it was. I'm not even sure. But if Donovan Bailey was the one that started this whole false start, we wouldn't have not had a world record. Let's just say that. We would have had to wait until, like, the next world record. And in terms of Olympic record, I actually don't even know. I don't think we would have had an Olympic record until the year after, which is Sydney. Which, I mean, Sydney isn't really my favorite, but yeah, we wouldn't have an Olympic record until Sydney. And then after that, that would be Usain Bolt's Olympic record. So, yeah. And also world record, but oh well. So, yeah. So if Donovan Bailey were to have did all those false starts, then yeah, that was pretty much, that would have been bad luck for him, because literally he would have never had this records if he did the false starts. But 9.84, I believe, yeah, 9.84. Like, okay, so it could have been expected. Like literally, it would have been expected. It's not as like right now where 9.6 is really rare to get, because the last time we ever got 9.6 was, I think it was Johan Blake. I'm not even sure, but yeah, like 9.7 is the most common in this day and age. But early 9.8s is like, it was kind of, I don't know, was it even common? That's the thing, because I mean it's confusing, because Carl Lewis got 9.79, Ben Johnson got 9.79. Like, it's confusing. Like, ever since this whole drugs and steroids on the Olympics, like, it just got way too confusing for me. So, I think it must have been down to, like, 9.79, and then it went down to, like, 9.86 or something. I don't even remember. But, so, yeah, I mean, it's confusing, but at the same time, 9.84, it's not that bad. Could it have been any better? Possibly. I mean, if it wasn't just only one false start, like, if it was only 0 false starts, it could have been 9.81 or something, or 9.82. Who knows? It could have been anything, really. I mean, it could have not been even a world record for all we knew. But, who knows? Could have been anything for all we know.
The Olympic Countdown!
So, Sydney 2000, the 200 meters. Well, okay, I will admit, this isn't really my favorite event. Like, in terms of the 200 meters at Sydney, I don't know, it's considered one of the slowest 200 meters, but then again, at the same time, it was kind of rare to see 19.7s and 19.8s and all that stuff. But 20.09, and for the fact that a white person, okay, I'm not gonna be, okay, yeah, this is pretty racist, actually. I've already said something racist, but yeah, so a white guy, not a black guy this time, even though I'm pretty sure there's already been a white guy, like, there's already been many white guys before that probably have said Olympic gold, but whatever. Yeah, it was 20.09, and literally, I think, I don't know why Michael Johnson was in here, or the other guy from, what's it called, it was the other, Frank Fredericks, I believe, I think so, I'm not even remembering, but these two could have been back in Sydney and run the 200 meters, because I think I don't know, because Michael Johnson, I think this was the year when he retired, and I think he only signed up for the 400. I mean, he could have signed up for the 200. Let me tell you that. He could have signed up for the 200, and he could have gone, I mean, no world record would have been expected. That's one thing for sure. No world record would have been expected. Like, I don't think Michael Johnson wouldn't set another world record, because literally, what would be the point? Like, okay, he gets a world record, but what's next? I mean, he's already set a huge gap. So, if he were to do the 200 meters at Sydney, he probably would have gone for like 19.6 or 19.5 or something. Unless he was pushed to his limits, then he could have gone 19.4 or 19, or even late 19.3s. But, yeah, this was a pretty slow one, actually. Like, for the start of the 21st century, we got a 22nd, which would be very common in a semifinal. Like, in a semifinal, okay, fine, go ahead, whatever. But in a final, like, that's really uncommon. Like, that's really uncommon now these days to go into a finals, like a huge championship, like world championships and all that, and to get a 22nd. Especially that Usain Bolt is around. Like, usually he gets like 19.5s or 19.6 or 19.7s, either one of the two, but yeah. What else is there I have to say? Yeah, all I have to say is that if Michael Johnson would have run here, I don't think he would have set a world record, but he could have gotten like 19.6 or 19.5s, either one of the two. So, yeah, that's really much I have to say.
The Olympic Countdown!
So the 5K, you know, the long distance, like I just said, something about long distance before in one of these videos, but long distance, it starts off slow, like literally. It will start off slow. It's like, okay, it's calm and all that. But once it gets to the final 800 meters, that's when people start to push it. It's literally a game to the end. Like, it's literally a competition to the end. Like, to see who has enough power to be able to run hard the last 800. Or maybe 600, I don't even remember. But, yeah, Mo Farah, this athlete, I will say, is insane. Like, literally, he can run a 5K and a 10K and still win gold. I mean, sure, there's the marathon and all that, which I will get to in a bit, but this guy, he managed to do 2 events and still get gold. And they're pretty long distance. Like, for a normal person, it's a very long distance, because literally, a 5K and a 10K, like 10 kilometers, or like you guys say 10 kilometers and 5 kilometers, or another way, 3.1 and 6.2 miles. Like, that's a lot. If you come think of it, that's a lot. But Mo Farah, he just trains. Like, I'm pretty sure the training can be really difficult, but in all honesty, like, he trains for it and he still succeeds. And I don't blame him, like, literally. Like, his training is possibly crazy. Like, because, I mean, I don't think I mean, training for these 2 events is probably torturing. I will say that for sure. It can be torturing. I mean, I've never experienced myself in training for 9 miles, which, oh my goodness, is something I don't want to end up doing, but, but, I mean, who knows? Like, for all we know, like, his training could have been painful. Like, literally, I mean, he could have gotten injured over time, but, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure he has gotten injured, but his training seems way too complicated. Like, it seems way hard. So, let's see if we can win Rio in 2016 and repeat as Olympic gold medalist for the both 5K and the 10K. I mean, it would be impressive for me to see, for him to be able to repeat as Olympic gold medalist. But if he doesn't, that's fine. I mean, it's fine if he doesn't. But from what I saw, I think he could do it. I think from the races I've seen, I think he can repeat as Olympic gold medalist for the 5K and the 10K.
The Olympic Countdown!
Whoa, we are now back all the way in 1896, the first Summer Olympics, I believe. Okay, so there's not much photos from this, because obviously cameras weren't a big thing at the time, so yeah. I mean, not everyone had a camera, nor I don't think video cameras were around, or, I mean, they were, but, like, probably to, like, rich people. But, okay, so 1896 is when the first Summer Olympics hit, and, oh my goodness, like, literally, for the 100 meters, I think it was like 11.8 seconds, I believe, for the finals. I don't even remember. Maybe even 12 seconds. And we've come a long way. Like, we've came a century later, and oh my goodness. Like, time has gone by really fast. And I think this will be the 130th year. Yeah, the 120th year since the first Summer Olympics. And probably, I mean, I've heard that the Summer Olympics have been around for a long time, but they probably had a different definition, and I don't know. Like, for all I know is that the Summer Olympics, like, the first actual Summer Olympics was in 1896, and time has progressed over time. Like, literally, like, it's changed so much. And it was in Athens. Yeah, Athens. Remember Athens? You know, the one I don't really like at Athens 2004. I don't know why I don't like Athens. Like, that's the thing. Like, probably because I don't know, but I mean, I guess I kind of like Athens of 1896 because I mean that was the first mark of the Summer Olympics. But I don't know why I don't like Athens of 2004. I really don't know why. But we've come a long way. And, I mean, we came from 12 seconds in the 100 meters, and which is pretty easy now for high school students. Like, if you're a really trained sprinter, you can easily break 12 seconds. Like, it's literally that easy if you're really that fast. But now, these days, it's like, the world record is like 9.58, and literally, I mean, sure, if Usain Bolt didn't celebrate at Beijing, he could have gotten 9.6, and that would have been the second fastest. And I don't think he would have been able to repeat that time again at London. But 9.58, like, we've gone around 2.5 seconds faster, which is a little for a distance runner, but for a sprinter, that's a lot. Like, literally, that's a lot for a sprinter. And I don't think, I mean, who knows? The next century, we could possibly see another 2.5 seconds of improvement. I mean, it could probably be toned down to 7 seconds. But as time progresses, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're probably, the next century, we're probably going to be like at early 9s, late 8s. That's probably where we're going to be at, but I don't think 7 is possible, nor is early 8 going to be possible. I mean, we're getting to a point where we're reaching our limits, and I don't think we're probably going to get any faster. So, yeah. So, to see this much improvement is insane. Like, literally, it's insane for me to think about.
The Olympic Countdown!
So the Beijing at 4x100 meters. Well, the Beijing 4x100 meter relay, well, let's just say it's 100 meters. And then, like, it's pretty competitive if you think about it. Like, okay, sorry, I need to get it said, but, okay, so basically, the Beijing, okay, the 4x100 meter at swimming, okay, so basically what it is that you swim, and it's competitive. Like, literally. I mean, I may not be a swimmer myself, but it looks, but it looks pretty competitive. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to record this without burping, but I mean, right now I'm trying to like not burp as loud because literally it's probably basically like it seems very competitive. Like even if you're not a swimmer, it's competitive because literally one mess up could possibly mess up the whole thing. Like, I mean. Because I mean, you're gonna like you're competing against people that can swim pretty fast, and I mean it can go one way or another. And I don't know, like I really don't have much to say about swimming because literally I'm not a swimmer myself, and I can only just experience it from watching people. Like for me to be able to swim is probably not gonna happen anytime soon because I don't like swimming. Unless like I were to get injured or something, and I had to do like pool workouts, and I guess that'd be my main next goal, which I could possibly swim. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not a swimmer myself, which I don't think I will become a swimmer myself because I don't. I mean, probably I won't. I mean, obviously I won't not because I mean I'm not into swimming much, but just from looking at this. Who knows? We could. I mean, this swimming competition, like it looks just competitive. Like, cause basically, when you're swimming, it feels like your arms are tired, and once you finish 100 meters, it's freaking astonishing. But once you finish, like, I don't know, let's say like once you finish a mile of swimming, it's like freaking tiring. It's the point where you don't want to continue. Like, your arms are so tired, you don't want to continue. Like, literally, it's pretty tough. So, to swim a 4x100 can be very competitive. And I will admit it, it's gonna be hard, but who knows? Like, I mean, maybe one day I'll probably become a swimmer and I'll have to figure this out myself and see how hard swimming is, which I will know that it's going to be very difficult for me. So, yeah.
The Olympic Countdown!
Oh, the triathlon. Okay, so the triathlon seems long, obviously. It's basically 3 events all in one. So you know how I said about running a marathon or something, or maybe a half marathon, I don't know how long it is, biking for like God knows how long, and swimming. All of those 3 in one. It's literally, like, it can go one way or another. Like, literally, you have to train for 3 events. And if you mess up on one of them, like let's say you got your form wrong on the swimming, then you're screwed. Like, cause like, and like, basically, if you're not a good swimmer, like you're gonna lose your track or your spot. So unless you are a really good fast runner and that you're a really good biker, which honestly you have to be good at all three. Otherwise, you just lose your spot basically. So the training is hard. Obviously, the training is gonna be very difficult. I mean, I don't even want to experience. I don't even want to experience a triathlon, nor do I even want to go to one because it's gonna be difficult. Like I know it's gonna be difficult, and I do not want to train for that because I mean, the training for it is gonna be insane. Like literally, it feels like once you're done, you're gonna feel like you're gonna throw up. Like it's so insane. So that's why I don't really want to do triathlons, nor do I want to consider myself a ultra long distance runner, which I mean I don't really want. I'm not an ultra distance runner, but yeah, I mean I don't really want to consider myself that because I mean I'm not really that type of person to run long distances, but at the same time, training for 3 events is hard. And who's ever going to race in the Olympics? Oh boy, just wait till you get butterflies. And like, oh my gosh, it's so freaking like, if you know what I mean by butterflies, and yeah, I mean most athletes will know what I mean when I say butterflies, like once you get the butterflies or something, which means like you get all the nervousness and all that stuff. But oh gosh, like doing 3 events in one is difficult. Like doing one event is already difficult enough, but doing 3 events in one, like that seems insane. And who's ever going to the Olympics or whoever plans to do a triathlon, good luck, because literally all that like every bit of training you do is important. Like that's how much I want to say, is that every training you do is important, because if you mess up one part, if you mess up in one bit, you will lose your track. You will lose basically everything you've lost or everything you've done. I'm so sorry. So yeah, that's pretty much I have to say. That's pretty much everything I have to say about a triathlon. Other than that, yeah, it's pretty difficult, but at the same time, it's worth it once you get gold. Like if you win first place, it's worth it. Like, and then you'll probably end up thinking, oh no, I don't want to do this again. But yeah.
The Olympic Countdown!
So, the Beijing 2008 of the 10,000 meter finals. Now, this race actually seems pretty difficult, especially that, well, let's just say that you're basically doing 2 5Ks in one go. Now, basically, from this race, I mean, who knows, it could be easy because of how you can just pace yourself and that you don't have to worry about speed until like the very end, which, I mean, yeah, it's pretty tiring once you've ran enough and that you're already tired, but basically the last part, you just basically have to give it all you got and then you're basically done with it, and it feels very accomplishing. But the 10,000 meters at the Beijing Olympic Games, well, let's just say is that there was a new Olympic record. Yes, a new Olympic record. Now, it can be pretty common to find a new Olympic record because, like, literally, for all we know, like, like, it's, what I'm trying to say is that basically, the Olympic record and world records can be both, like, separated by seconds. And basically, you have a certain amount of seconds in order to actually break a new Olympic record. Or if you want to go for a challenge and set a world record, then yeah, it can be pretty difficult because you have to get some timings like prospectively correct. Otherwise, you're basically screwed. Now, there's really not much I have to say about this other than it's basically just a new Olympic record, and I will agree it's pretty difficult, especially that once you're near your last 2 laps or something, your legs are so tired to the point where like you feel like you're gonna die. But honestly, this event wasn't too bad. There's really nothing much I can say other than it's pretty difficult to accomplish 10,000 kilometers, but at the same time, once you're done, it's basically accomplishment. It's pretty much a huge accomplishment. So yeah, I mean, if Mo Farah was there, I mean, I don't think we would have had a new Olympic record from him, because I think what he plans to, what he would have planned to do is just basically just go out on his own race, and I don't think he probably would have gone for an Olympic record. But let's see what Mo Farah can do at Rio 2016. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure he can do pretty well. In terms of Olympic record, I don't think he'll set an Olympic record, because I don't think he aims for that. But if he will, then we can possibly see a new Olympic record coming up pretty soon.
The Olympic Countdown!
So, the swim of the 100-meter butterfly at the Beijing 2008 Olympic Games. Well, 100 meters of swimming. Okay, so where do I have to start? Basically, it's pretty difficult, especially that in this race there were two people that broke the Olympic record and were only 1 millisecond apart from each other. I think that the time was like 50 seconds and 59 and 58. I don't know. I don't even remember. But it was somewhere around there. And my goodness, like, it must have been intense. Like, just for that gold medal. And literally, I mean, I don't think I can find any more of an intense event. Because literally, that's insane. Like, it's very intense to the point where, like, when you race for that gold, like, you don't even know what's gonna happen later. So, who knows? But honestly, this event seems very intense. What else I have to say? I mean, it just seems intense overall, because, like, swimming is pretty difficult. I will be honest. Swimming, like, sure, there's some shorter distances, and sure that you may expect that the short distance may be fast, but 100 meters of swimming is like 400 meters around the track. Like, that's how it seems like. And, but except, like, in a swim, it's like a very fast swim, so your arms are, like, tired. So, yeah, that's basically how it seems like in terms of swim. But, I mean, even if it's that, like, swimming is still pretty difficult on its own. Like, basically, you can lose your form if you're not a good swimmer, and literally that can slow you down. And the 100-meter butterfly, which I assume that's what it's called, like, it seems very difficult, because, like, literally, running 100 meters, like, the world record's, like, 9:58, but 100 meters in, like, the 100-meter butterfly is, like, 49 seconds or something. I don't even remember. But, yeah, that's how much of a huge difference it is. So, it's very different, but at the same time, like, it's very accomplishing once you finish 100 meters of swimming. But, yeah, that's really much all I have to say, so, yeah.
The Olympic Countdown!
Okay, so this Olympic game, I will say, it is probably the most craziest one of them all. Like, literally, I don't think I can find any more Olympic games that are this crazy. So, basically, there were two athletes, I guess, that broke the world record. Well, not like, well, I don't know. Like, it could have been two world records, but at the same time, it just ended with one. So, Ben Johnson, he took steroids. Yeah, because apparently, according to his reason, is that basically everyone was running, like, no one was running clean there. So, he was thinking, okay, so why should he run clean? So he decided to run with steroids, which honestly, I mean, who knows if he could have set a world record? Who knows? Because 9:79 was insane at the time. Like, that was insane. So, who knows? But at the time, 9:79 was insane. But then he was disqualified because of steroids. Literally, I don't even know why anyone else wasn't disqualified. Because according to them, they said that there were still people on those Olympic Games that were doing steroids. And if they didn't disqualify them, why did they have to disqualify Ben Johnson? Which, I mean, I don't know why. Like, it's confusing. This was when it all started, the whole confusion of what was the world record. Because apparently, apparently, once Ben Johnson took steroids, they took away all of his world records and gave the world record to Carl Lewis. And it just got confusing after that. Like, now I don't even know what the world record is. Like, okay, so Carl Lewis got a 992, but then at one point he got a 979. It's like, okay, so it's very confusing now. And that was before Donovan Bailey even got the world record of 984. So it's very confusing. Like, literally, I don't think I can even keep track of what the world record is now. Or, like, what the world record was at the time. Because it kept changing. That's the thing, is that it kept changing. So, yeah. So, yeah. I really don't know, but it just looked very confusing. Like, it just started to get way too confusing. So, that's really much I have to say about this. I don't think we should be expecting one of these changes ever again, because literally it'll just be very confusing. Like, literally, okay, so imagine someone took steroids and they ran a 9.4, and they've also ran previous world records. Like, let's say it'd be confusing. So, yeah, who knows? Like, maybe it could end up being repeated, but let's hope it doesn't ever repeat again, because that would be the most confusing. So, yeah, that's really much it I have to say, but yeah, this was pretty confusing, and yeah, let's hope this doesn't happen again.
The Olympic Countdown!
Athens 2004 200 meters finals. Yeah, this was pretty meh. It was pretty much meh. Like, I mean, I don't think a world record would be, it wasn't really, like, expected, because Michael Johnson already set the bar up already high. Like, he set it to 19.32. I don't think no one at the time would be able to come close, because usually the average would be like around 19.7, 19.8 or something. So 19.8, it was kind of already expected there. Unlike Sydney, where it was 20 seconds, like, literally. Like, that was unexpected. But 19.8, it was kind of already expected. Yeah, Justin Gatlin almost came close to getting gold, but then at the end took bronze, which kind of sucks, which actually does suck, because to go from gold to bronze is like, oh my goodness, like, yeah. So I forgot who took gold again. I really do forget. I really don't know all this stuff, but yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm starting to lose things to talk about, because literally it's like I just picked out some of these events and it's like, okay, I don't have nothing else to talk about. But yeah, yeah, no world record, no Olympic record was set. It was, I mean, I will say it was a good race. It was a good race. Not the best race, not a really best race, but I mean, it was a good race. That's all I'm gonna say. If anything, I think the highest time it could have gone was 19.5. That's the highest it could go. Like, that's literally the highest it could possibly go. Because 19.66, I think? I think 19.66 was the second fastest at the time. So, anything like, I mean, that's the high. 19.5 is like the highest. Either that or early 19.61s, 19.62 is probably the highest it could go as well. But, yeah, it stayed like that up until something huge came along, which 4 years later, this would be the time that something huge would happen, and you're gonna find out. Well, I mean, you already found out, but yeah. So yeah, little did they know, yeah, something would happen later, 4 years later, that would pretty much completely change everything. And actually, Usain Bolt actually ran in the, I think it was the quarterfinals, I think it was, or I don't know, it was like the heats. Like, it wasn't during the first round, I think. It was like the quarterfinals. Not like the semifinals or anything, but he ran in the quarterfinals. Like, basically, where they take like the first three, I don't know, it's confusing, but yeah. He ran during the quarterfinals, and he failed. So, yeah, I mean, I guess because of injury or something, but yeah. So, yeah, this race wasn't expected to be too big, but at the same time, it probably could have been better.
The Olympic Countdown!
So, who would have thought a walk, like just walking, would have been a really good thing? Well, apparently they made a whole Olympic event towards walking, like literally towards walking, which is a long event, which is 50 kilometers, which is like a marathon of walking, like walking a full marathon. That's literally insane. Well, not a full marathon, but like more than a marathon, a little more than more than a marathon. I think it's like 36 miles. I think it is, like something around there. I don't even know, somewhere around there. But yeah, around 36 miles, maybe 33, 35 miles. I don't even know. But yeah, 35 miles of walking. That is literally a lot. And for me to have to walk 35 miles is insane. I don't think I've ever walked that much, and even if I did, I would be tired by the end. Like, oh my goodness, I can't imagine walking a marathon. Like, literally, that must, like, I don't know if any injury can happen with walking, because literally all you do is just walk, except the only thing you have to control is having to walk fast, which feels like, I mean, I don't know how would they consider it, like, what if someone jogs or something? Like, that's the thing. Like, is jogging now, like, for them, jogging is basically walking. Basically, yeah, hold on, I need to sneeze. Okay, so hopefully I cut that out. Yeah. So, yeah, a full marathon of walking. Well, like, yeah, more than a marathon. So, yeah, having to walk, like, around a marathon is a lot. Now, sure, like, it just sounds insane. Like, having to walk a marathon, like, it just sounds insane. But we haven't even got to the crazier part, which is running a marathon, which I will get to next video. But yeah, having to walk this much is a lot, and it feels like you're adventuring or something, like, except that you don't have anything like big or anything. You just have your running shoes, and that's it. You have the course to walk, which is hard to determine if someone's walking, because to them, walking is jogging, basically. Like, for us, our jogging is like their walking. So, yeah. What do I expect at Rio 2016? I don't even know. I mean, for me, I think that the best we can expect is probably just a long walk. It's not really my favorite event to watch, because literally it's just walking. I mean, I'm not really into much of looking at people walking, because literally that's all I can do. Like, I can literally do that but in my own time, except that these people can walk for like 50 kilometers. So, yeah.
The Olympic Countdown!
So, the marathon. The marathon is a pretty big event. Basically, it's basically like running for 2 hours in terms of Olympic status. 2 miles is basically the world. I think it's like an hour and 59 minutes is like the world record for a marathon. I don't know. Maybe it's like early 2 hours. I don't think nothing really big was expected here. Like, I think that it was just gonna be expected to be like. I think it was just expected to just be normal. It was just gonna be a nice race. It wasn't really gonna be nothing too big. I think the thing I find pretty interesting is that they give you the flag before you even cross the finish line. Which, I mean, if, like, let's say for example, like, if you were to start walking, like, once you get your flag, and then you get fourth place, it's like, oh. So, yeah, I think that they should. I mean, who knows, but. Yeah, it's pretty interesting to find that. I mean, what if they give you their flag like before you get, like, let's say if you're in first place and then you get the flag, but then you start to walk and then 3 people pass you. Like, do they take away your flag or something? Like, I don't know how that would work. But but yeah, I mean, I don't think that will ever happen, because literally no one's that dumb. Like, they would just continue to run. Like, they wouldn't just stop to say, hey, look, I'm a stupid idiot, and I'm just gonna just sit here and do nothing. Like, I don't think they would do that. Like, they would just have to go for that gold, because literally they're not gonna ignore the gold medal. So, yeah. But this isn't the last event. I know it's day 29, and this isn't the last event. I will do one more event, and it is not going to be relying on long distance. You'll find out what will be the last event. It is a recent event I have not covered. So yeah, it's a running event. That's all I'm going to say. But what else do I have to say about the marathon? What else do I have to say? Well, for me, like, basically, for them, a marathon is probably, it's, like, for a marathon for them is, like, probably to us, like, 10 miles or something. That's probably, like, a marathon for us. Because, like, literally, I don't think, like, for me, a marathon would be, like, a long time. Like, running for a full marathon is going to be it's going to be such a long time, like, to the point, like, my legs are going to die. That's the thing. So, yeah, running a marathon is going to be hard. Or, yeah, it's going to be hard, like, one way or another. Like, if you've never trained for a marathon, then, yeah, it's going to be difficult. So, yeah. So, yeah, I really don't have anything else to say apart that it's a long event and it takes a lot of training. So basically everything that you do during your training is important except for all the stupid things you do, because like literally if you do one stupid thing, it's like if you get injured during the marathon, like oh my gosh, that's the worst feeling. It's like someone has to pick you up and it's gonna be a long ride to like first aid or whatever. So yeah, so we'll see what the next event would be. So yeah, let's hope we can finally hope what would be the next event. Hooray!
The Olympic Countdown!
So here we are at the men's 4x100 meter finals. Now, this race is probably one of the most climactic races. Usain Bolt just pretty much finishes the whole race like completely. He runs a 36.84. Now, that is actually really fast. Like, honestly, it is the world record, but to top it all off, USA gets 37.04, equaling the world record at Daegu. Now, that is insane. Honestly, like, it could have been pushed to 37.03. It could have. And that could have led to two teams setting the world record, or like pretty much beating the world record at Daegu. Basically, yeah, like it's just insane. Like I don't think we'll ever come to that ever again. And who knows? Maybe we might get another world record at Rio. I think that the dream team would be Asafa Powell, Johan Blake, Usain Bolt, and Nestor Carter. I don't know. I don't even know, but it'd be insane. Like the team would be insane, and they could possibly sub 36.85 easily if they had that dream team. But then again, there's always injuries. I think Usain Bolt may be in good condition. Yeah, like I think this is gonna be a good relay team. And speaking of relays and all that, Rio 2016 is finally now happening. It is August 5th. So yeah, I hope you guys are all enjoying the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. I sure am. So yeah, let's hope what we can see out there is going to be good, and let's hope that we can expect a lot of things going on at this Olympic Games. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, 30 days? Oh my goodness, I'm exhausted now. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, guys, and Alec Bacon!